Hello everyone, my wonderful warlocks, present and future. My name is Auntie Lalarola. It's lovely to see you. My music is so incredibly loud, and I'm not really sure why. For some reason my chat in OBS is saying that it is disabled, so hopefully it's not. That would not be great. But I have a new little just chatting screen today, just to do some chatting, I suppose. So, how was everyone's day? Is it pleasant as the weather? Because, my word, it is. That European heatwave has really come in. It's really coming in hot, and I am absolutely sweltering today. But luckily today I have not that much to do. I've decided today that I'm going to just be colouring in my revenges that I've already lined, because last week it was so stressful trying to do all of these sketches while also talking. It wasn't, you know, the greatest. Testing drawing apps all day and it's stressing you out. Otherwise, you're good. That's really good. What apps have you been testing out? Unfortunately, I did uni for 3 years and I was using the industry standard Photoshop, and I can't bring myself to learn a new software, but Adobe is terrible and I hate her. So I do really want to go back to Critter. Critter's probably the best free one, and I wouldn't have to pay money, but my brushes and everything and the cloud, ugh, it is stressful. But I'm glad you're good. Have you been taking part in ARTFIGHT? Because that's what we've been doing. Critter, I love her. She was a Critter and Fire Alpaca for me were the OGs. I remember I was using them when I was 15. The goat. I want to go back. I need to go back. But I just, honestly, just learning it again. I have too much to do. I have too many, I have too much art in progress. I have commissions and I can't bring myself to let go of Photoshop. But speaking of Photoshop, here we are. A computer mount artist? That's so cool. I always find this so talented. It's so incredibly difficult, I think, to actually do art with a mouse, because you can't get the pen pressure. You can't. It's really hard to make fine lines and all of that. That's really impressive. But that's sad you're not gonna be joining ARTFIGHT this year. It's my first year. I've been having an absolute blast, honestly. You're gonna be enjoying this stream. Thank you. Yes, this is, well, last week was my first stream ever, and I was finding it so difficult to try and sketch and also like do the art at the same time, like worrying about anatomy and posing and all of that. I was just like, absolutely not this week. It's not happening. So I did all the line art off stream, and this week I'm just going to be coloring and rendering, which is my favorite bit anyway. Let me see if I can grab Boom. Here's my art fight. Yes, the pressure sensitivity. And also the I had a really cheap Huion tablet for such a long time, and it didn't have a screen or anything. It was only about 40, 50 pounds. I don't know how much that is in other currencies, unfortunately. But it did me well. And then for this is my ARTFIGHT account. I know you're not joining ARTFIGHT this year, but if you wanted to have a look, I can drop the link, and you don't need to participate if you don't want to, but you can have a look at other people's accounts. But yeah, this is my account, and I've received some lovely pieces of art. If you if you want to, we can go through some of my characters that I've had attacks on, and oh, these are. Can I resize this? Here's some of the attacks that I've done so far on other people. As you can see, there's a bit, each of them have like a bit of a color going on, which I really want to stick with. I really want to keep like each piece having like a significant color, and then at the end of ARTFIGHT this month, I'm 100% just going to throw them together into like a really pretty gradient. So now I have to do a piece themed after every color that exists. And I've gotten some beautiful attacks on my characters, and most of them have been on my girl Senemirin. I'll show her off. Here she is, my girlie. I love her so much. She is a little half orc, and a wizard, evocation wizard. I just love her. Thank you so much. Honestly, I'm not even nearly as fast as some of the other people that I've seen online. Oh my word, they've done so many pieces. I've only done like one a day. Yeah. And I took like a few days off because I did this stupid little animation for the first session of our new campaign, which is who Senna Mirren is for. She's my girly pop. She's evocation wizard, beginning of this new campaign. I'll probably talk more about it this stream because I just adore her, and our first session was really, really fun. But I also have some other very fun little characters. Zafir is my main lad. I played him for a year and a half in our previous campaign that just finished in I want to say May, like beginning of May, or maybe end of May. Oh my god, I love this man so much. He began undead and he came back to life during the campaign. He's so angsty. He's got this really sick armor that it just I was expecting him to get a lot more attacks than he actually has gotten. He's only gotten a couple, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy to get any attacks. Zaf mentioned. My favorite boy. If there's ever a day that I don't mention Zafir, it's a bad day for me. But the piece that I am revenging today, let me think. Is it you? Yes. So I got this attack on my lovely blade singer wizard, noble woman, Clara Bell. And she's one of my more popular characters to attack. I think she's just got a really pretty little design. So the person who drew this is called the Queer Bumblebee, and the character that I'm drawing is Fenwin Lefebvre, and she's got this really cool design, I think. I love the really floaty, big, poofy sleeves that she's got, and this sort of porcelain corset, and these golden beads, and her afro of leaves. I think that's really pretty. And the thing that really stuck out to me about her is that her skin is made of wood. That's why I chose her for this. Her favourite flowers are foxgloves, which just also happen to be my favourite flowers, and not just because they're poisonous, although that is part of it. She has a fair few traits in common with the Hadestown version of Persephone, which I can't honestly say that I've watched Hadestown. I know, isn't she just, she's so gorgeous, and I think she's gonna come out really nice. She's the child of a wood elf and an earth genasi. She's obviously a druid. I'm very excited about this one. So yeah, thank you to the Queer Bumblebee, wherever you are at this current moment. I'm going to be drawing your character on stream. Exciting. Let's put this away. Ta-da. I don't know where I am. I've lost everything. Here we are. Oh, and I've lost my pen. That's always a good start. So yeah, I was thinking, in the spirit of giving this one a clear colour theme, I was thinking a sort of warm green is going to be the vibe, hopefully. So yeah, I usually start by putting my line art layers in an overlay, just turning them to an overlay layer, because then the line art colours along with the, you see the vision? Yes, she's gonna be so pretty. I'm way too zoomed in. Yeah, so then the line art will colour along with her. Put this hand away. Don't need it right now. Oh, not dark enough. We're not whitewashing here. Not today. I'm not that kind of girl. I don't want to get cancelled immediately. That's just not how we go. I don't tend to use the fill tool or anything like that. I don't use clipping masks. I'm probably one of the more traditional whitewashing a tree. She's not a birch, okay? She's not a birch tree. She's a wonderful, I don't know what kind of tree she is, but she's not a birch. Yeah, I kind of treat my pieces as if I am drawing them on paper. So I take the most inefficient route to do anything. And it always comes to bite me in the end, because I always end up missing spots. But honestly, what's a hotkey? What's a clipping mask? Please tell me, because I do not use them. A little face in. Get that body, yaddy. I got kind of lazy with the line art at the bottom. She's barky all the way down, but you know what? I kind of just gave up with the swirls. It'll come in the rendering. It'll come in. It'll come in when it comes in. We'll see it. We'll see the vision. Do I get traditional on a more extreme level? Like no layer usage. Oh, even had artists use layers or something. No, that's so real. Okay, I do use layers. I like to use a lot of layers, but well, no, okay. I told a lie. I don't use that many layers, but I love giving myself a challenge where I use as few layers as possible. I do all of my rendering on one layer. I just tend to separate the different pieces because there's only so many times I can redefine like the shapes of a face against the hair before I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this again? This is enough, you know? Is this heat wave like who else is suffering from this heat wave right now? Because my hand in my glove, I'm sweating all over the place. My poor glove. Anyone wash their artist gloves? Like, I feel like I probably should at this point. I never have. Is that really gross of me? There's a glove. So maybe I should start. Next to the fan every moment. I wish I had a fan. Maybe I do, tucked away somewhere. Honestly, I've not thought about it. I'm not sure if I brought one. I moved house like across the country last year. And you know, there's a lot of things that we just left in boxes or put away into cupboards and stuff that I've just not thought about since I packed it away. And I packed everything. You know, you have these like slight hoarder tendencies where you're like, I'm definitely. Oh, did I drop out? Oh god, not this. Cringe. Imagine dropping out of your own stream. Wow. What was I saying? Yeah, so this fan, maybe I have one, maybe I don't. I don't know. I put it in a box and I never thought about it again. Happens to the best of us, I suppose. My computer is absolutely blasting hot air into this office at the moment, and it's so warm in here. I think it's the carpet, it just traps the heat. Ugh. So I need to organize my plans in life, but I don't know how to take notes and write down my projects maybe, like stuff I want to get. Honestly, I always have the best intentions when I'm trying to sort of reorganize my life and come up with things I want to do. And I always use a different... No, that's so fine. Honestly, story of my life is just talking and talking and then feeling so self-centered. I come away from every interaction with my friends like, oh my god, did I talk too much? How did I make this all about me? I've made this all about me again. Oh, I'm just the worst. I think that's a very normal thing. I felt that way last week on my first ever stream because I was like, oh my gosh, this is my first ever stream, so I need to talk. I need to be talking so people will join my stream and they'll be like, oh, she's so entertaining. Everyone join. And then I was just yapping about just myself. I'm like, who cares? Normalize talking. I love to do a silly voice. I love to talk when my partner isn't here, but when he is I just feel awkward. Thank you, Hamburger Rat. I'm so glad you care, Hamburger Rat. Do you eat hamburgers or are you made of hamburgers? Why are you Hamburger Rat? Are you a rat for hamburgers? Please, I must know the lore of your name. But I'm very honored that you care. I appreciate it. I love her little eyebrow piercing. I think that's so edgy for such a pretty flowery girl. She's just got a little bit of edge, a little bit of funk to her. But to answer your previous question, oh, here we go. As a design, in real life, Hamburger Rat lore. Oh my god. I don't know if with furries, I must know how this all ties together, but I'm afraid to ask. Is this gonna be one of those things that's just like, you just had to be there. You just had to be there. There's, you know, there's like 15 levels of lore to it. It was like, oh, this started when I was 15 with like these people, and then these people joined in, and then this person betrayed the group and left, and then this person joined, and then this person got into a relationship with this person, and then the Hamburger Rat came in and broke them up, and that's how Hamburger Rat was born. Like, it's just gonna be so much lore. I've made up the lore now. This is canon. Hamburger Rat is a homewrecker. Is that complicated? I've made it complicated. I live for the drama. I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I think it was purple. Oh god. I don't know why my chat will not show up in OBS. It's just, I have so many tabs open. It's very stressful. But I guess that's just life for everyone, really, isn't it? Doing something wrong if you don't have 53 tabs open at once. I'm not sure if you're just typing like out a really long message. I don't want to interrupt myself again by going back to the thing that you were talking about before. Like organizing plans in life. I love to do it physically. I love just like writing things out in a journal, but I never stick to it. You get like that spur of the moment, 3 a.m. Oh, I'm going to reorganize my entire life. Let me get out this journal and let me just write down everything. And tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do it, and I'm just gonna, my whole life, it's just gonna be turned around just like that. And then you wake up the next morning and you're like, sounds a bit hard, doesn't it? It's a bit effort. Maybe I won't. And then you just move on. And then you do the same thing like 6 months later, maybe. So I quite like doing it physically, but I usually write out my thoughts and feelings in like just the notes app on my phone. Or I recently started using Trello, but that's mostly just for commissions. Or I recently downloaded the Microsoft To Do app, and that has helped a lot because I get so stuck just going over and over in my head how many things I have to do at once, and I'm just like going over it, and then I get stuck where I think I just can't get past, like, oh, what do I do first? I have to do so many things, and I just get stuck in it. A bunch of fairies got together and they summoned a rat first, then a hamburger, then a tomato was next, but then, by accident, they summoned a hamburger rat, which is basically me appearing in chat. No, I like that, I like that. Just a bunch of fairies in a summoning circle, like chanting, trying to summon a hamburger or a rat, but something goes wrong. They end up getting fused together, and they look down at the creation that lies in the middle of the circle. It's not a rat. It's not a hamburger either. It's the hamburger rat. You know, I think you could make a. I think I've just written the plot to one of those really horrible, like, it has to be a joke horror movies. You know, like the Winnie the Pooh one, or any of the ones about like social media, or any of those. You know the ones I mean. They're like really bad, but in a really fun way. Oh, that's way too yellow. Oh my gosh. I think I'm just gonna color all of these flowers one color, and then choose the colors later, because there's a lot going on in these colors. It just sounds like it's the plot of a serious story. I love it. That's what I do. I love to create drama, and that's why I play D&D. Honestly, I I can make anything really dramatic. I love to create drama, but not in real life. I just have to say, God forbid any of my friends fight. God forbid I'm ever part of it, because it's just the worst. But hey, inter-party conflict. D&D, inter-party conflict. Love it. 10 out of 10. Cannot get enough. Let me fight with my friends, pretend style. Let me argue about them. Oh my god, I'm so thirsty. Curse you, auntie. Well, at least I know I'm entertaining. You can't keep that from me. Can't hold that against me. Yes, you want to talk to me. I'll only be streaming for another hour and a half, so, you know, you can hang out with me, we can talk, and then you still have the rest of your day or evening, or I don't know what time zone you're in, but, you know, still have the rest of the day to do your drawing. You want to hang out with me, you want to talk to me. Ooh. I'm really excited for the lighting part of this, because I envision this dappled light coming through some leaves, and it's like my favorite lighting, but I never do it. So I'm really hyped up. But first I've got to actually, I've actually got to colour this character. Fenwin. I think her name's Fenwin? Fenwin? Yes. Yes. Dappled anime lighting. It really speaks to like the opening of an anime when they're all like laying in the grass and or like asleep or something. They've just got the lovely sunshine on them. It's like a little slice of life. Ooh. I tend to do like a quick first pass of just base colours, little blushies. Little blushies and cooler tones and warmer tones and the shading and stuff, and then I come in with my little mixer up brush and do the details. This might actually be really involved accidentally because her skin is made of wood, so it's gotta have texture, wood texture, which, I can't say I'm that familiar with. Maybe I should get a reference up before I embarrass myself on stream. Oh, these are lovely. My brush. Oh, it was just so small. What size canvas have I been using? Why is it so small? Oh, this is my favorite brush of all time. This is how I do all of my art. This is like the bread and butter to my style. And what brush is it? Default wet blender brush. What is it? Kyle's Real Oils Round Flex Wet. That's how you know it's good. It's a wet blend. So I tend to just go over, do the basic little, add some generic shading, just wherever, and then add in the texture and the lighting. Just found the earphones, can listen now in the living room. Hell yeah. Oh, with the AC. Oh, I wish I had AC. As you can probably tell from my accent, I do not live somewhere where AC is at all popular, at all used. We just suffer in our insulated little cabins made of brick. No AC because it does not get hot enough for enough time of the year to warrant such an expense. Which is fine, because most of the year it is not, however hot it is today, but today it is. Today it is. And it's almost 9 p.m. I don't know what your accent is supposed to be. Well, I'm from the UK. Thank you though. Love a little Love a little voice compliment. Goes down smooth, I find. Honestly, it's really interesting to listen back to my own voice because it's just not what I think I sound like. And I think I listen back to my voice and I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound so just posh. I sound like I come from money, and I do not. I absolutely do not. I wish I did, but eh. But yeah, I'm from the UK, and the UK is pretty infamous for just not having any AC, and everyone in the UK is complaining like, oh my gosh, it's so incredibly hot, and then everyone from other countries are like, it gets to twice as hot in my country and we can handle it. We're outside wearing coats. And I'm like, and then people from the UK are like, but it hits different. It's so humid. And then people from the US or whatever from the southern states are like, oh, it's way more humid where we're from. And then you get people from other countries coming to the UK and they're like, no, you're so right. It hits different. There's just no relief. I think that's the thing, is there's just no relief from it because nowhere has AC. So it's humid, so you're so sweaty, but the sweat just doesn't evaporate. And then you just can't get away from it either. The only time you really can is like if you go to a supermarket and you go and stand in the fridge section. And that's like it. But I'm not gonna be that person because I've been to. Why doesn't the UK have AC? Because it doesn't get hot enough for long enough to warrant it. We have maybe like 2 weeks in a year that it gets hot enough where we feel like we need AC. It is becoming a bit more frequent because of global warming, but you know, it's most of the time it's too temperate. We kind of just hover between I don't know if you use like 10 to 20 degrees, or maybe more like 5 to 20 degrees Celsius, which is very, very mild temperature wise. You can go out in shorts if you wanted to, but you can also go out in just like jeans and hoodie and whatever. So yeah, and it's like that for 95% of the year. So there's just no need. There's no need for the just 3 days a year that it's 32 degrees and we're all sweating. But for those 3 days, what I wouldn't give. It's okay though. I think my partner and I are planning on going to the beach tomorrow, maybe. We're thinking about it. So that'll be nice. Hopefully it won't be too busy. It is. Schools are out, so yeah, it's gonna be kids everywhere. But maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll go in the evening. Maybe. The summers are hot and winters are cold. This is not humid. Ah, from Turkey? That's so cool. Yeah, I do like yeah, that's the thing, is like the UK just doesn't really have many seasons that are easily defined. They're just it all very much blends together. I do like a bit of snow, and it hardly ever snows. But then I think like if I was living somewhere like Canada or Norway or something where it gets really heavy snow, then I'd be like, oh, I actually don't like the snow so much. It's too much of a novelty. Well, not enough of a novelty, you know. Now I'm thinking about where, if I could move anywhere in the world, if you could move anywhere in the world, where would it be? Would you leave your current country, or would you want to live somewhere else? I really like the idea of New Zealand, but New Zealand is essentially the Netherlands. Yeah, one of those floating towns. The cycling infrastructure. My partner talks about this all the time. Just loves the cycle route. Um, do the Netherlands would be really, really nice. I think it'd just be really nice to just the public transport. Love it. I love to be able to get somewhere without a car. It's pretty ideal. I'd also be a fan of Norway, I think. I really want to visit Norway, for sure. But I think living there would also be quite nice. They've got good, they take care of their people, you know, and they have just the most amazing environments, like the mountains and the lakes, and I don't know, it's so beautiful there. Yeah, it's the LGBTQ plus acceptance has definitely gone down in a lot of countries in the past couple of years, which is really, really disappointing. The UK used to be really good for it, and I was proud of us for that, but it's just getting worse now. Taking steps back, which I think is just because we try so hard to be the US for some unknown crazy reason. I don't know why. Because they're not setting a good example. But to be fair, I think most of those countries, like the Netherlands and I think most of Europe is pretty good for it still. And it's just sad that there's been some steps backwards. I really like the way her nose is coming together. I'm a really big fan of drawing noses. Not to change the subject too harshly, but, you know. Most of my older pieces, I kept drawing their noses like really, really big, accidentally. I don't know why I did that, but now I'm so self-conscious. It's okay, we be jumping through topics. Yeah, for real. To be fair, I think that's just how my brain goes. Verbal diarrhea. I could talk about so much. Don't even get me started on D&D. My word. I could talk about my characters for hours. And it's, you know, make a good podcast, perhaps, but, you know. Gotta keep some things. I can't just talk about my characters. We'll be here forever. I really like the way that this blush is making her face look. Like, she just looks so sort of rosy cheeked and warm and innocent, like she's just been kissed by the sun. Is that very tree-like? Probably not. But does it look nice? I think so. I think it does. And I think she deserves some blush. Who says trees can't wear makeup? Yeah, for sure. I find that the rendering process in particular just goes crazy. I finished a commission today, and one of the characters in it, it was like a D&D, an entire D&D party commission. One of the characters in it, his face was just like, I had finished the line art and I was just struggling so much with his face. I couldn't for the life of me figure out what was wrong with it. It just looked so off. And I was tweaking it and I was fiddling with it, and I was getting so frustrated because I could not, it just didn't look right, and it was a commission, so I couldn't just give him over when he was looking like that. And then I coloured in his face and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna render it and I'm gonna see what's wrong with it then. And then the moment that I gave it just some shading, he looked fine. And I was like, oh, I just needed to colour in his beard. And that was it. Happens to the best of us, I suppose. It's the thing with guys and beards. Guys and beard. When a dude shaves off his beard and he just looks completely different. Just look naked without it. I think I'm gonna do some little parts of her barky, swirly texture where some bits are a bit thicker and ooh yeah. Give us some dimension, girl. Slay queen. That little like thing popped up into my head. It's like, go on, girl, give us nothing. But she's giving everything. She's just very relaxed. She's giving. She's not giving nothing. She's giving... what is she giving? She's giving sleepy in the sun. She's giving... full after a big old picnic. She's giving sun-kissed. She does. She does seem very serene. She seems... I don't know. She seems like a tree you could talk to. She could give you advice or tell you an old wives' tale or something. She could, I don't know, prophecy of your future. You know, she does kind of remind me of the design of Eurydice from the Hades game. Let me pull her up if you've not seen her. Okay, going silent. Okay, well... I'm not not sure if you're here to see this, but this is her. Eurydice. She's so queen. I got up these references for wood, but I've literally just not been looking at them at all. Maybe I should have been. You're getting so scared that I'm like swallowing way too loud or something. I could just imagine myself. Like, I know I can see my volume levels. So I can see that I'm not. But I'm just like, gulp. I'm just so self-conscious about swallowing too loud. So when everyone in the chat's like, you are swallowing too loud. Oh my god, just shut up. This is not the ASMR that we wanted. Subsurface scattering. On main? That's really creepy. Huh? Oh. I got a notification on my phone. It was like, oh, is someone messaging me? No. I think everyone does that though. It's pretty good for an hour in. Especially considering how much time I love to waste just yammering. Absolutely yapping. Oh, that's way too shiny. Absolutely. She does have shiny makeup though. I do kind of want to put her shiny makeup on. She's flying. Yeah. I render quick. I'm having a good time. I just love to render. What? Why am I stuck? Oh. Oh, it's just being really subtle, actually. The rendering goat. That's why she's the greatest. That's why she's the goat. Hey, it ain't my favorite part for no reason. Gotta give it to me there. That's why she's the goat. This is the reason why I underprice myself. Because I can render and I can render really quickly. But the sketching and the anatomy and the line art of it all just takes me so long. And the only parts I film are the rendering because I get embarrassed. I'm like, oh, I don't want people to see how much I'm struggling with my anatomy. I don't want people to see my absolutely whack references that I just cobble together. It's just so embarrassing. I can't let them see behind the curtain. But then I end up thinking that my pieces take way shorter than they actually do. And then I underprice myself. But, you know. We live and we learn. Eventually I'll price myself correctly. Oh my word. The music just gets so loud sometimes. It's a terrible fate. Yeah. I am hesitant to put my prices up too high. I think that's the pitfall of many an artist. They just price themselves a bit too low, but I also just want people to be able to have nice pictures of their Dungeons and Dragons characters. And a lot of the world is in economic crisis right now. Can't afford such luxuries. 3 million Danish krone per line. Is that how you're gonna measure currency from now on? 50 quadrillion Danish krone per breath I take while I work on this piece. Just kidding, this is for ARTFIGHT, it's free. It's for exposure. Nah, it's because this person did a very lovely picture of Clarabelle for me. And it was very nice of them. And I don't think they've gotten very many attacks, so I wanted to give them something nice. I've gotten quite a few attacks so far, and that's really nice. I definitely wasn't expecting to get so many, especially in the first week. But it does mean that I want to give everyone a revenge. But I'm just not going to have the time, so I have to prioritize, unfortunately. So I think I'm mostly going to prioritize people who don't have very many attacks, I think. Because I've seen a lot of people online just getting a bit sad about not receiving very many attacks. And, you know, that can't be helped, really. There's a lot of people, you can't force anyone to attack you. And, you know, if you don't have much of an online presence or any post that you make about your art fight gets swallowed by the algorithm. Unfortunate. But at the same time, it does come across as a bit entitled sometimes. But then at the same time, I can understand how people might feel about it. Like, I think if this was my first, well, this is my first art fight, but I think if I was younger and I didn't have so much of a TikTok presence as I do, then I don't think I'd have gotten... Welcome back! I don't think I would have gotten nearly as many attacks as I have, and I'd be a bit sad about it, I think. So I can understand why people might be upset about it, I guess. Hamburger Rat, I'm just talking about some of the stuff I've seen online about people being sad that they've not gotten many attacks and just sort of complaining about it on TikTok. Obviously, since I'm doing ARTFIGHT and I've posted about ARTFIGHT's just everywhere on my feed. I'm not sure if it's the same for you. But I get, honestly, like every third video I have is someone either complaining about not getting any attacks, or someone complaining about the people that are complaining about not getting any attacks. And I think it really kills the mood. This is supposed to be fun. Yeah, I did hear about, like, I didn't participate in it last year. This is my first year, as I've said many times. But after it was over, I was just completely bombarded by videos of people talking about how much drama it was. And I saw a lot of posts about people like whitewashing different people's OCs and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like no one hates you because you didn't get attacked. Like sometimes like I have a decent amount of attacks, but I also have a decent amount of followers on TikTok, and my post showing off my little art fight card got a few thousand views. So that's why I have attacks. You know, if you posted about it and it got swallowed by the algorithm along with 100 other similar posts from other artists with similar styles and had a similar amount of views, like you're not gonna get as many attacks, and that sucks, but it's not because it's not a personal slight, and you know, it does just come across as a bit entitled. This is for fun. And I know that some people attack bigger artists in the hopes that they'll get some really high quality art back. And like that's what they do it for. But I don't know. I don't want to complain about ARTFIGHT because I'm having just a wonderful time, just the best time, and it feels so. I don't know. I feel so sad for those people who are not having as good a time as they could. So I am prioritizing those people who don't have as many attacks. When it comes to my revenges, anyway. But unfortunately, I just can't. I can't revenge everyone because I just don't have that many hours in a day. I have to earn a living and stuff. If I was... The funny thing is, a year ago, if I joined last year, I could have done like 50 attacks, probably. Because I was doing nothing. I was doing absolutely zilch last year. Auntie. I like it. I mean, yeah, that's my name. What's your advice for someone who likes viewing other people's art but is scared of cryptomnesia or accidental plagiarism? The one who is a little rat named Hamburger Rat. Me. Search the term. Cryptomnesia. I honestly, I cannot say that I've ever heard that word before. I am gonna have to search it up. Cryptomnesia, also known as unconscious plagiarism, is a psychological phenomenon where a person remembers something they've encountered before but mistakenly believes it's a new original thought or idea. Involves a breakdown of source monitoring, the cognitive process responsible for identifying where a memory came from. Because the individual doesn't realize they've encountered the information before, they might unintentionally incorporate it into their new work or ideas, leading to what appears to be plagiarism. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Scared of cryptomnesia happening, I feel like not viewing other people's art or taking inspiration, but I love just scrolling through DeviantArt, for example. I think the best way to combat that is to sort of confront it head on. Because a lot of something I learned doing art in school, both just as a student, but also as like a uni student, is that you gotta take from other people. You've got to take ideas from other people in order to help your art grow. Because you don't need to reinvent the wheel. you know, if someone's figured out a really good technique for being able to do this one thing that you really like, then like why should you like try and get to that same point with a different method? I've lost what I was trying to say. My brain got frazzled. But do you know what I mean? You don't need to struggle. Motivational speech. This is the most scuffed motivational speech. You don't need to struggle to like you don't need to struggle through the process when someone's already figured it out. You know, that's why artist studies exist. A lot of people find something that they really like about a piece of art and they say, how did this person do this? What aspects of this piece of art do I really like? Like, what specifically do I like about this? And how can I incorporate it into my own work to push my style further? And how do you do that? You look at other people's art and you incorporate the ideas into your own. And I don't think that accidental plagiarism is something that you really have to worry about, especially if you're worried about it, because you'll be conscious of it. But I don't think that the human mind is so capable of, unless you have like an incredibly photographic memory, is so capable of remembering something completely completely like the same, so that it'll come round and look the same, to the point that it's plagiarism, to the point that someone will look at it and be like, that's that person's art, you've stolen that person's art, you've traced their art. You know, you don't trace people's art, but you can take inspiration from their poses and thank you, Auntie. I will steal people's art from now on. Yes, but steal art, but do it in the right way. There are loads of really, really good videos of other artists breaking down people's styles, like really famous artist styles, and being like, this is how they did this, this is how they did this. And those videos are some of, like, they lent a lot to my style a couple of years ago. There were some techniques that I really, really loved the look of, and that I just completely stole. And and I wasn't stealing their art. I was just adding it to my style to push my style further. And then I came back around to it and I was like, I don't think that this technique is working for me anymore. I don't like the way it looks with the way that my art style is going anymore. And so I stopped using it. I don't want to feed into this whole like stealing art thing, like, oh, this is how artists learn, so like, you know, the like AI argument. But the thing about it is that it is taking inspiration from other people's work is just really useful, because people are really incredible and they come up with amazing ideas that you never would have thought of before. Don't need to give advice, 'cause I just asked because I needed help, but it's okay. Well, I'm glad that I helped to lift you up, and I'm happy to give advice. I don't feel like I'm the best authority, because I don't think that I don't know, earned the right. You know, I don't feel like an authority on art, although I have been doing it for a decade, so I guess that's kind of imposter syndrome. That I'll never just give advice off my own back. But if someone asks for it, I'm happy to give it. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions, and I'm very passionate about art, so I'm happy to talk about it. I do find it funny calling me auntie though. It makes me feel so old, but this is also the name that I chose for myself, so I can't really complain about it. Do I have any hobbies other than drawing or interests? Oh, girl, whoever you, girl, guy, non-binary, pal, girl, gay or they. Uh, I have so many special interests, but most of them are just incredibly nerdy. I my favorite thing in the entire world is D&D, and it goes hand in hand with art because all I draw all day are D&D characters. So I can't really separate the two. Either I'm drawing D&D characters for other people, or I'm drawing my own D&D characters. But D&D is mwah, chef's kiss, my bread and butter. I love her. She is everything to me. The the 24 or so years of my life pre having a consistent D&D schedule honestly might not even exist to me because she's everything. Is this propaganda? Yes, absolutely. There's just something so fun and freeing about role-playing a silly little guy with your friends and rolling some little magic rocks and improving. It's funny, it's fun, it's serious. You can work through your trauma in front of your friends and you can cry about stupid stuff and and you can adopt a silly little goblin and you can you can traumatize your characters and it's really fun and it's pretty much the only way that I socialize regularly. We play every Sunday. It just embodies the feeling of being a child, I think, and playing make-believe with your friends and like pretending to shoot each other with guns or sword fight each other, and the only difference is you've got dice to you've got rules and you've got dice to be like, oh, your shot hit, your shot didn't, instead of you as a child being like, nah, I didn't die because I'm a superhero and I can fly and I'm also invincible and I'm also a mermaid and my tail is pink, you know. Instead, it's just like, okay, you can't suddenly decide that you're immortal, but it's still fun. My other interests are equally nerdy. I love video games. If I'm not playing D&D and I'm not drawing, I'm playing video games. My favorite game of all time is Baldur's Gate 3. That's just, it kind of has to be. It's just such an incredible game. There's just so much to it. And it blew my mind when I first played it. I'll say my next favorite games are just the entire Dragon Age series. I want to lump them in all together because it's so difficult for me to choose a favorite out of all of them. I love them all for different reasons. D&D's my sponsors will say like, no, that's so fine. I mean, we're drawing together, we're hanging out. D&D is so much fun. You don't need anything to play, really. You can buy lots and lots of pretty sets of dice, and that is, that's a rite of passage, I think, is to spend a lot of money buying minis and dice and all of that, but you don't need to. You can play entirely in your mind. You don't even need paper if you're absolutely busted, absolutely cracked at the game. But no, you just need. The unfortunate thing is that you need friends to play with, but you can play D&D with a very minimal amount of people, and there are also some methods of playing D&D by yourself, and there's also some RPG games that are similar to D&D, tabletop, that are like meant for 1 or 2 players as well. So you don't even really need friends. Which friends make it better, but you need someone to play the role of the dungeon master. But if you can't convince your real life friends to play, there are also, you can join a group at a game shop if you wanted to play in real life, but there are also plenty of ways of playing online. Yeah, there are loads of looking for games, places on. I think the best place to go is Roll20, maybe. I might be wrong about this, but I think Roll20 has a looking for games tab. Roll20 is a. See, let me just check before I'm giving you just misinformation. Is it Roll20? Yeah, okay, yeah. Roll20, it's like a good platform for actually playing online, but it's also you can go onto the looking for games tab and you can find people who are looking for players and you can sign up, and it can feel a little bit overwhelming at first with the mechanics and the lore and everything like that, but honestly, it's one of those things. Once you've given it a go, once you've made your first character and everything like that, it feels better. This finger is. Why does she have 4 knuckles? What have I done? Am I crazy? What have I done here? Oh lord. No, it's okay. I'll just. You know what? I'll probably put some leaves over it. It's fine. Just don't look at it too hard. It's fine. Oh, she looks so cute. I love her little pout. I love her little pout. Too passionate about D&D while drawing. Yeah. I'm so passionate about D&D. I could talk about my group, my campaign for hours and hours and hours, honestly. Because I just finished a 1.5 year long campaign with my friends. So I could talk about that one for hours because I just have to go through everything. Have to go through the lore, all of the intricate workings of every relationship between every character, But this new campaign that I've just started with my little half-orc girl, we only just had our first session last week, so I'm mostly just excited for session 2. We started off on a prison boat because we'd all been arrested for one reason or another. We had been in this prison boat, our characters had been in this prison boat for about 36 hours before the game started. So everyone was already really sick of each other because we'd all been locked up in this boat together. And then we escaped because a big old crocodile attacked the ship. And everyone sort of introduced themselves to each other, and we started walking away, free people. We escaped prison, so now we're on the run, and we have to figure out a way of becoming friends, and actually starting our adventure together, because these people do not like each other at all. None of these characters like each other, and it's so funny. Well, okay, that's a lie. My character, Senemirin, and her bestie do really like each other, but they're the only ones. Everyone else hates them. And it's a funny place to start. But it just means that the only place you can go is up, really. Exactly. You start off really low. Everyone hates each other, which means it's going to be so much more rewarding when we start to have those moments together where we confide in each other and, begin to protect each other and care about each other and have sweet moments. And if someone starts a romance or whatever, it's just going to be, it's going to be really good. And my character, Senemirin, she had a bit of a disagreement with this guy in the party. He is an elf called Sylvanus, and he said something not very nice to her. He basically just said that orcs are weak, and that's why they lost this one fight that they were talking about. And Senna wasn't really much of a fan of that. She was like, "Excuse me, you racist motherfucker," essentially. But she let it go. She thought, I've just escaped from prison. I can't really get away with fireballing this man in his face right now. So, in the next session, definitely going to make him pay for that comment. In her own way, which is probably going to be through pranks. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to start pranking the crap out of this man. He deserves it. What an awful thing to say to someone. Unprompted. Unprompted, no less. He doesn't really know how bad it actually was. But still, no need for all that. Didn't even give Senno a chance to be mean to him first, which I think is the rudest thing of all. She was supposed to be... I mean, we've only just started. But she was supposed to come across a lot ruder than she is. But considering that everyone else is so horrible to each other, I thought that maybe she should be a little bit friendlier at the beginning, at least. She's got time to devolve. She's got time to be horrible. I think a leafy afro is just such a cute idea. I'm so obsessed with this girl. I love the texture. I'm trying to give it somewhere between like a leafy bush and like an afro texture. I think it's coming across. Oh, she's just so cute. She's so pretty. Just such a wonderful concept for a character. I was really excited to see her. I just knew that this was going to be the one I was going to revenge. She's going to look so good with the sunlight, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time today to actually finish her before my stream ends. Fortunately. But that's okay. Post her on TikTok when she's done. Yay! A new friend, a new friend! I'm kind of hoping that this becomes a regular thing. I started with art, but I'm kind of hoping that I get into streaming. I've always wanted to stream, but I've never really had the confidence for it, and just didn't really know what to do with myself. And I do like art streams, but I'd also really think I'd have a good time doing some like gaming streams as well, especially something like The Sims. I think I'd just have a lot of fun on The Sims. But I wanted to test out streaming for ARTFIGHT at least, just to see if I liked it, and then maybe it can become a more regular thing. I think it would just be really nice. I've always wanted to have a bit more of a community, you know? The dream is to have a Discord server, but my word, I do not have time to manage one. But that would be the dream. To do Sim stream, yeah. To maybe go... Currently, I'm only doing one stream a week, and that's this time, so streaming for 2 hours every Friday at this time. But if by the end of this month I'm thinking, damn, I could do more of this. I think I could totally do like maybe an art stream on a Friday and then like a gaming stream in the midweek. I think The Sims is just a really funny game to play, and it's really easy to narrate as well because it's so chaotic. The question is, what Sims game, what iteration of The Sims would I play? Because my personal favourite is The Sims 3. The open world, the chaos, there's so much going on. And I absolutely adore The Sims 3. But the trouble with The Sims 3 is that it is just so humongous and bloated that you can't play it for very long before it starts to break. So last time I played, I think I only got to like my 3rd generation of Sims before the game was just completely busted, because there was just so much going on in the background that it was just completely lagging the game. So I feel like it wouldn't be... I have quite a nice computer, but I feel like it would just completely destroy the computer. I do like The Sims 4. I do like The Sims 4 because I think she's... I don't know. It's got lots of nice custom content, and it's got loads of mods, and it's got quite a lot of stuff, but it also, compared to some of the others, it just feels a bit lifeless. And And also every single time they release a pack, uh, it just breaks the game completely. Like they just released like this fairy pack. I've not been keeping up with it too much, but the Sims community is up in arms about how broken it's just made everything, because they updated the game, but it just broke everything. And now your Sims can't get pregnant anymore, which is quite a big part of the game. A bit of an oversight. And they also had this wedding pack, which I'm pretty sure they still haven't fixed. I also don't have all the packs of that one. My friend has pirated all of them, and I feel like I would have to do that as well if I wanted to stream it. But it is a good option. Then I do really like The Sims Medieval. I think that's the one I would play. I think I'd play The Sims Medieval because The Sims Medieval is absolutely ridiculous and I love it. I love it so much. It's really goofy. And also I think it fits with my whole vibe. My whole D&D and everything vibe. Potentially I'll do... If I don't absolutely hate streaming by the end of this month, which, you know, I'm having a lot of fun this stream, so hopefully it won't be. Maybe I'll finish off this month with a Sims stream, because I just think it'd be really funny. I'd also really like to do a Baldur's Gate stream, I think, just because D&D and all of that. I think it'd be really entertaining. And I'm actually, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm alright at Baldur's Gate. I got some insight. I'd do a power build probably. I'd let everyone vote on who to romance and which options to choose, and maybe I'd do a really evil run just for the fun of it. Okay, Hamburger Rat. If you promise to join me on my gaming stream, I will do a gaming stream at the end of this month. We'll play The Sims Medieval, I think. And it will be really silly goofy. And maybe I'll see if my friends want to join that one. I feel too awkward to ask them to, like, my in real life friends to come and support me on my stream. I feel like they listen to me talk enough. I need to change the color of this, I think, this line. And then it'll blend a bit better. Get her looking nice. Oh, she's nice. Oh yeah. Oh, she's so pretty. She definitely needs some extra vavavoom, some extra lighting, but I tend to do that at the end with some little soft lighting layers. I think now I'm gonna render the gold because I love rendering metal. You can be there, but you know, never know what will happen. Well, I'll reschedule it. If I schedule a stream and you're like, oh, I can't make it, then I'll just reschedule it. It's fine. Or you can watch it back another day and you can be like, damn it, I wish I was there. And you can just, and then you can join me on the next one. Because I think if it's really fun, I'm not going to be able to stop. I love The Sims Medieval. It's so silly. I'd have to do like, I'd have to do a jokey character, I think. I'd have to make a really silly monarch. Like, they'd have to just be evil, wouldn't they? Or maybe I'd make myself. Maybe I'd make Auntie Lillarola the hag that she is into a monarch. What would she do? What would I do if I was monarch of a kingdom? Let everyone die from plague? Make trade agreements? Maybe we do challenges? What sort of challenges? See, the first challenge that popped into my head when it comes to The Sims is 100 Baby Challenge. Because that one's so silly. And also I get to, like, we get to come up with a bunch of really stupid names for the children. I'd let everyone name their children. I think I'd call the first child Hamburger Rat. Not to say that your name is silly, but I just think that Hamburger Rat makes a beautiful name for a beautiful child. It will be the name of my firstborn in the 100 Baby Challenge. If that is the challenge that I do. Rags to Riches is also another one. Pretty good one. Got the Medieval Challenge as well, which doesn't work in The Sims Medieval, but yes, 1 billion children into the room. You've got to get the galvanized steel from your aunt Brenda or whatever it was. I love those videos, and we would definitely make we would make a room like that for sure. A bunker. The children stay underground, and we will make them knit for money. You don't need to make money as a parent if you have 1 billion children. Hamburger Rat. Yeah. If you have 1 billion children under the ground making crafts for you. I do love The Sims. She makes for good content. I don't have all the packs though, and I won't be getting them. I'm not a real simmer. They're just so expensive. Needlessly expensive. And you don't get that much for them. What do you mean I need 2 separate packs for all the pet stuff? That's ridiculous. What do you mean all the supernaturals are in 3 different packs? How could you do this to me? It's fine. That's what custom content is for. I'm not getting the fairy pack. Seems like a waste of money. Unless I can pirate it. I'm not committing crimes. Just... I won't commit crimes. Just don't arrest me. But... I'm not paying full price. Screw you, EA. Down with EA, but also, The Sims is fun. So thank you, EA. Ooh, my gold is coming together. Look at this armband. I love the way that turned out. I wish this earring would do the same thing. Oh, there she goes. Sometimes you give her a little bit of, just a little bit extra, and suddenly she's 3D. Boom. Ooh. She has all these beads, and all of these beads are supposed to be gold as well. I'm not sure the best, most efficient way to colour them, so I'm just going to leave them for the end, I think. I'll come back to it later. Oh, she's so pretty. I realized that I was supposed to make this like slightly translucent, so I need to go back in and shade this arm. Give this arm some mass. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh, her skin just looks so warm and chocolatey. I don't want to say chocolatey actually, that's a bit, but just warm and nice. And just, I don't know, shiny. Shiny was the word I was looking for. I'll do a little. I love working with sheer materials because you give them a little bit of shading and then you erase them a little bit, and then suddenly she looks sheer. Are we? She's wearing mesh. Okay, I think I've made. This is pretty good progress, I would say. She looks a little bit. Let me give her some. Let me give her some sort of backdrop, because she does sort of seem like she's floating in space. I want her to. Oh, she's in a meadow. Oh, she looks lovely. Give her some flowers. Give her some daisies. Just for now. Just to see the vision. Come back to the background. But I just want to get to something that looks almost polished before I end stream in 10 minutes. Oh, time flies. Her little hand shielding her from the sun. We'll try and splat in some basic lighting, I think. Just to get the vibe of it. Just so we can see the vision before I log off. Duplicate this. Bring her down. Ooh. Hello. have her little hand, just like there. Make this blue. Bluer, because we're outside. Just blur her a little bit. And then just splat in some try and blend this one in a little bit. Just it will actually, the light will actually be hitting it, so it will actually be lighter in the end, but it's just sticking out a little bit too much for me currently. So from the rest of the piece, she needs to be a bit like blurred, I think. Just so she's not sticking out so much, but you know, we'll get there. And then we'll throw in some warm, soft light. Whoa, who is she? Oh my gosh. She's giving serenity. She's giving happiness. She is in her own lane. Thriving. Hello, Dark Shadow Pop. Oh my gosh. You have come in at just the worst time because I'm about to end stream very shortly, but thank you so much for coming in and saying hi and for your compliment. It's very nice of you. Yeah, unfortunately. But once the stream is over, I'll keep it up so you can watch it through from the beginning and pretend like we were talking in in real time. Does everyone say hi? I'll be here next Friday as well. My stream lasts for 2 hours, so you know, minus 2 hours from this time. And you'll know when to show up next week, and you can see me start a new piece from the beginning. Well, not the beginning, but from the colouring beginning. She looks... Oh, she's so soft. She is so... Maybe I'll turn this to soft light. Oh, that's better. 100% won't mess it. Okay, should I just like go and schedule my my stream for next week? You can have it notified. I'm kidding, but you know, like and subscribe, everyone. Find me on ARTFIGHT. Oh yeah, I'll pull up my ARTFIGHT. Oh, I think I dropped a link in the chat actually earlier, but I'll pull it up at the end. Yeah, I need to... Okay, so now that that's like that, maybe I'll throw the soft light on here. Oh, she needs to be brighter. She needs to be brighter. Just pretend that this is rendered. Just pretend that this is done. You see the vision. She looks lovely. She's having a whale of a time. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous character that I have wreaked my terrible revenge upon. And hopefully this person will like it, and I'll probably finish it tomorrow, maybe, hopefully, and I can post it, and I'll edit this speed paint down, and I'll post it on my TikTok, unsubtle plug, TikTok is where I post most of my stuff, but I'm trying to get more into YouTube as well. I'm trying to post more. If they don't like it, I'll dropkick them. I'll send you their way. You better like this, or a hamburger rat is going to come and dropkick you. I'll write that in the message that I send. I think they will like it. I like every piece of art that I receive of my characters. Honestly, I could show off all of them. Something terribly wrong with them if they don't like this. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I can show you a little bit close up of the other attacks that I've done, because obviously this one's not finished, but I see the vision. I see the vision. She's coming together. She just needs some tweaks. She needs a background. I need to do that hand. She's gonna look great when she's done. Let me grab my art fight real quick. Again. I'm showing it off again. We're coming back to her. Grab this. Here she is. This is my little page. I'm not sure if it's come up yet on the stream. It's really delayed in my... Okay, no, it's fine. So yeah, this is my page, Auntie Lila Rulers. Got my little card. I've also got a quiz about which character are you, which we can do. But let me show you some of the attacks that I've done. This is the first attack that I did. Evil James Cousland, who belongs to Saturday Sunjay. Is that little thing? He's a very, very evil bastard man, and the character himself is very, very stylized, so it's really fun to turn him into this portrait. I've also got Nettle by Art Loves Paper. Got my blue. I've accidentally turned this into a rainbow. Apollyon, who... Lovely muscle study. Love his tattoos. Love his horns. He was a really fun one to draw. This one is actually one that I worked on last week, but I didn't keep the stream up because it was my first stream ever and it was kind of trash. So I unlisted that one, but I'll keep this one up because I think this one went a lot better. But yeah, this one is the one I worked on last week. And this one's my favorite one that I've done. This is another revenge. Oh, I love the perspective. I do primarily draw D&D type fantasy characters. D&D is my bread and butter. She's everything to me. And you can see all of my lovely D&D characters here in the characters bit. I have quite a few. I have 10. And I love them all very much. I couldn't... D&D is my oxygen. I've been talking about D&D a lot this stream. Hamburger Rat has had no end of it. But hopefully they will be checking it out, which is all I can really ask for. If you're going to attack me, Dark Shadow, I have to say, okay, my first 5 characters, Zephyr, Clarabelle, Athos, Dove, and Senimirin, have had a lot of attacks. And poor Blight, my poor boy Blight, has had nothing. and I would love for him to get something. I've not posted about him, but he's just so handsome, and I love him, and he is comically evil. He's a menace to society, and I adore him. So, if you're going to attack any of them, I'd love for you to attack Blight, but you can also attack anyone that you want. Senemirin and Zephyr are my campaign characters, and they're my babies, and I love them, and so I'll appreciate any art that I get for any of my characters. So, you know, honestly, do whatever you want. But yeah, I also have. You could also do the quiz. If you click on this little Zephyr, it takes you to a quiz. And you can do the quiz. What's your drink of choice? I'm not gonna do it. It's gonna take. I already know all the answers. I mean, you guys can answer. Yeah. I have a lot of characters from your campaigns on your page. Are you... Oh, there you are. Followed you back. Now I'm gonna look at you on stream. How does this feel? Oh, this is so cute. Oh, look at this happy party. Oh, this is adorable. Hey, look, it's me. Oh, you got dice? Oh my gosh. Oh. I have to say that Drift Creek is the one that's just immediately struck me. Oh, look at her clothes. This might be the one I choose. But who knows, who knows? I won't I won't put you on the spot anymore, don't worry. She's your baby? Okay. Maybe I'll have to. You can... If you attack me, then maybe I'll draw your revenge next stream, next week. It should be really fun. Yeah, so I'll take that away. Let's not plug me anymore. I'm not that kind of girl. Oh, she's your first character? Oh, they always hold a very special place in our hearts. Athos is my first character that I ever made, who is... I'll grab him real quick. This boy. My lovely boy. My lovely tiefling. He is a gay tiefling bard, which I didn't realize was a... I didn't realize... Thank you. I didn't realize that was a trope. when I started D&D. I only realized after the campaign ended that that was a trope. But you know, you've always got to have one. At least he wasn't a warlock, okay? At least he wasn't a warlock. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else I have to say really. I'll have to leave, otherwise I'll be stuck here forever talking to you wonderful, wonderful people. It's been so much fun. Gay tiefling bard. We love to see it. Gay tiefling bards all the way. Yeah, I've had a really wonderful time today on stream. I'll definitely keep this one up. And I'm looking forward to next week. Next Friday, same time. So get her a little bit earlier, Dark Shadow, if you want to catch me. But you don't have to. We're busy people. We have lives. And I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be working on ARTFIGHT Revenge next week. And Then once ARTFIGHT has ended, yay! Thank you so much, you guys. Once ARTFIGHT has ended, I will do a celebratory Sims stream. So everyone mark your calendars for that. It's gonna be really stupid, and we'll decide on a challenge whether we do Sims Medieval or if we do 100 Baby Challenge or something like that. And maybe we'll continue this forever. Hell yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Dark Shadow. Thank you, Hamburger Rat. It has been an absolute pleasure. Um, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful next week. Play some D&D or research it, Hamburger Rat. And look after yourselves. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. Bye, everyone.